Hello, YouTube. This is Kevin with the Weird Home Store. We're back at you again with another home tour of unique, creative, eclectic homes. If this is the first time that you've come to our channel, see what we do. We like to showcase homes that are a little bit out of the box and homeowners that are a little bit out of the box. We try to do one of these tours every week or two. So if you want to be on the forefront, see new tours, all that fun stuff, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and ring the little bell for notifications. This week is really fun because we're going to go visit Madame Absinthe's place of peculiarities, if I can pronounce that correctly. And we're going to meet Missy. Fun home, lots of oddities, lots of great collections. So you're in a treat this week. So we're going to get started. For those of you who are watching live, be sure to type in your questions in the chat box as we go along. And I'm going to introduce Missy. Missy, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. I'm home in the middle of the day instead of at work, so that is a solid start to this.
Any excuse to get you home during the middle
Exactly, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And why don't you show us around your house of peculiarities?
Fabulous. Yeah, can do. I'm really excited about it. So, I mean, this is my living room. This is where, you know, I live every single day. And I often forget what it looks like because I live here. And it's not until like somebody outside comes in. So like a delivery person, a fridge repairman, and you see their face and they go like this and you're like, oh yeah, my place does look weird. I forgot about it because it's not weird to me because like I live here. So I have a lot of things. There's a lot of things, and I don't just collect things. I'm sort of a story collector, if you will. I collect things with like a history behind them or a story to tell, or things that would literally otherwise be garbage. Some things I have actually fished out of the dumpster and like repaired and brought back to life, and I keep them and I keep them safe. And it's important to me that people remember the past and remember craftsmanship and like don't throw these things away, because once you throw them away, they will never exist ever again in the world. And this, you know, this tiny little ivory button or whatever it is that somebody a long time ago put a lot of work into doesn't deserve to be thrown away. It deserves to be remembered by someone, even if that someone is only me. If I take that little button and I sew it on my clothes, you know, it's sort of a way to keep those things safe, because I really feel like the world is becoming way too IKEA, big box, disposable garbage. You buy a shirt from Amazon or Old Navy for $5, you throw it out 2 months later because you don't care about it. Like that sort of disposable, fast-paced flip over is really like not okay with me. I'm about, you know, craftsmanship and quality and like keeping the past alive. So I fill my house with these things that make me happy to remind me of that. And hopefully other people will get in on that and understand about it too. So this is my living room. And I like to collect ugly things. So we've got this really ugly chair here that is so ugly that it makes me happy. I believe it's out of obviously the 60s or the 70s. And it's so hideous that no one except me would probably want it. Hanging with that is my chandelier. I made this myself. I make a lot of things myself. This is a real deer skull that a friend of mine gave me. I painted it black. I drilled it full of holes. I put all these like rosaries and stuff in it. I hung it from chains. These are battery operated candles. And there is a current theory that this chandelier may actually be haunted because the candles sometimes turn on by themselves. Not all of them, just this guy. And sometimes this guy. They do it all on their own. I'll come out here at all hours of the day and night. Sometimes I yell at them and they literally turn themselves off. Like I have video of this happening, which I've been posting on my TikTok. If anyone's interested, there's like a series of the haunted chandelier up there for anyone who wants to follow it. But I love it. I love it. And it's pretty great. And then we have...
And Missy, in case of some of the items that you're created, like the haunted chandelier, are you, did you find like the deer skull and you're like, I want to make a chandelier out of this? Or did you have an idea for a haunted chandelier and then went out and kind of looked for the pieces?
No, like people give me these things and then sometimes I keep them. It doesn't happen right away. Sometimes I'll keep them for a couple days. Sometimes I'll keep them for a month. Sometimes I'll keep them for a year. Sometimes I have an idea right away. And I thought this would be a cool lamp, like a super cool lamp. So I went to the hardware store and I bought a bunch of chains and stuff and made it into a lamp. But you know, it doesn't always happen right away. Same with like these over here. these are real deer hooves. And someone gave them to me like in a grocery store shopping bag for my birthday. There was four deer hooves in a shopping bag. And they're like, happy birthday. Here's some like random taxidermy deer hooves. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. I mean, I like receiving bags of deer hooves for my birthday, but like, what am I going to do with them? I have no idea. And they stayed in the bag for several months. And I thought, I'm going to make them into wall hangings. That'd be awesome. So I went to my local restore and I bought, these are old doorknob backings. These are vintage doorknob backings. So I bought a couple of those. I bought these wooden plaques from a local craft store and I wood stained them. And then I just like, you know, drilled it all together and I put a little picture frame hangy thing on the back so I can hang them on the wall and boom, that's all she wrote. Deer hoof hangers in my living room.
Awesome.
So, yeah. And we've got, this is a vintage mourning wreath I picked up secondhand off of a woman who was selling it. This is entirely made of human hair, like generations of human hair, which is awesome. There's all kinds of like flowers and different like knots and stuff. And a long time ago, like when people would die, as a memory of them, they would take bits of their hair and they would weave them into these very, very intricate flowers and make them into these, well, I think they're beautiful family remembrance pieces. A lot of people are creeped out. Like a lot of people are like, that's disgusting. Like, why would you have a bunch of hair in your living room? But I'm like, that's so much work. Like this is an insane amount of work to tie all those little knots and stuff. And I appreciate that many someones a long time ago put the work in to remember their family members like this. So, and then we have,
yeah, I love it.
Down here, I fondly call this item the pee bench, because I've always wanted like a chaise lounge like this, and I found this at an outdoor flea market for $20, and it was completely destroyed. Like there was pink and red striped fabric on it. It was all ripped. It had stains all over it, whatever. And the guy said, you know what, if you can do something with it, I'll sell it to you for like $20. And I thought, this is my chance. These things are usually like several $100s. So for $20, I'll buy it. I'll try my hand at reupholstery. If I wreck it, oh well, it was only $20. It was not until I got it into my car on a hot summer's day that it became very apparent that it reeked like pee. Like cat pee, dog pee, human pee, maybe a combination of all of the pee, I don't know. But it was disgusting. And when I ripped the old upholstery off of it, the pee had mold on it. So that was delightful. So I had to go buy fabric, buy new foam, whatever. And I reupholstered this myself. So anyways, but unfortunately the name pee bench stuck. So, you know, it's not really pretty, but it's still called the pee bench, which is pretty great. And I also have this tombstone, which is a real tombstone. There is a story behind this. So I bought this from a gentleman named Greg, and he put it up for sale, and he was like, tombstone. He made it into a table. He like welded this super solid frame. This thing weighs over 300 pounds, I will have you know, because it's solid limestone. And I got it as a gift for my partner for his birthday. But of course, I wanted to make sure it was legal and not stolen from a cemetery or something like that. So he told me the story that there was a friend of his was a real estate agent. She was selling a house, and the house had one of those old-fashioned storm cellars, like in the ground, like from the Wizard of Oz. And they found this tombstone down in the storm cellar. And the woman couldn't get it out because it weighs 300 pounds. So she called Greg and his sons and said, come get this out of the house. It's creeping people out. Nobody wants to buy the house. So they did. They got it out of the basement. He said, well, what should I do with it now? And she's like, not my problem. It's your problem now, sucker. Take it away. So he took it home, called the local genealogical society to make sure it wasn't stolen, and the police. And apparently the cemetery in the town where this is from moved. And when the cemetery moved, this is obviously full, like it's completely full. There's no more room for any names. So this family got a new tombstone, a bigger one, so they could add more family members to it. And this was given to a family member who put it in his storm cellar, and then it just lived there for generations. And then when he died and the house was sold, they couldn't get rid of it. So Greg made it into this beautiful table, and he sold it to me because he said, like, your house is absolutely where this needs to be. Like, this is it. It's proper home. It deserves to be here in your house. And that made me really happy that something that is A, so historical, and B, that he himself put so much work into that, you know, he thinks this is the right place for it. So I'm keeping it safe, and I often sit on my pee bench with a glass of wine on the tombstone and, you know, look out the bay window and stuff. And it's a lovely way to spend an evening, really. So
love it.
Yeah, so this is sort of basically my step up area. I have this guy here, his name is Oscar. He was a possum. And there's a really awesome store called McRatterson's Oddities, and the woman is named Dawn McRatterson. And she makes this, like, this is her art. So she finds, like me, she's a maker and a collector and an artist. And she finds all these cool vintage shadow boxes, vintage burlap, and like dead things, and makes these cool creations. And I'm like, I must have some of this woman's art in my house. Like, I must. I absolutely love what she does. So this was bought for me as a gift by my partner and my friend Jessica, who's currently holding the camera for us. And his name is Oscar, and he lives here now. And it makes me very happy. I come here and drink wine and admire Oscar. I'm happy he lives here with me. So.
Oh, Oscar.
And then, right. And then onto the this is my reading tub. So it's a clawfoot bathtub, obviously, but it's entirely full of blankets and pillows and this bloody duvet cover. And what I do is I just crawl in here. I get a book and I crawl right into the reading tub and I look out the bay window and I read. It will probably never be functional as a bathtub again, but that is okay. I just cover myself up in blankets and I read in it, and it's a beautiful way to spend an evening. So this whole area up here makes me very happy, and I spend a lot of time up here, as much as I can anyways. So, and then if we move down into the main part of the living room, I'm going over here. So I walk it around. This is the main part of my living room here, other than the step up area. So I have a lot of things. Obviously, I have a coffin, and this is a real coffin. So I bought this secondhand for very cheap because it was started as a project. Someone started it as a project and then just like abandoned it partway through. It was full of garbage. The lining was ripped out. It was all horrible. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, this is cheap enough. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to try to reline it myself, whatever. So I called up a friend and I said, what are you doing right now? And she said, nothing. Why? And I'm like, I have several yards of red velvet and a bottle of peach schnapps, and you should come over and reline a coffin with it. She's like, yeah, let's do that. So she came over and we started drinking, and we relined this beautiful coffin in red velvet, and it's all glassed in, and we actually wired it with LED lights. I have a mannequin. She lives in here. So if we open it, we wired it with LED lights, and she lives in there.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's my coffin. I have laid in it as well. People have asked me if I slept in it. I have not slept in it, but I have laid in it. And then we actually got someone with power tools to come over and take these pieces off. So these are just held on by magnets. So when I want to take them off, I can take them off, and it has a glass top, so we can use it as a coffee table. Yeah, so when we're watching movies, we can put our food, put our drinks, put our feet up on it, whatever, and you can see her laying in there in all of her glory. It's pretty great. We actually used this for one of my previous fashion shows as well. We emptied it out, and we had a burlesque girl lay in it, and some pallbearers brought her up to the stage, and she like pushed the lid up and like got up out of the coffin all dramatically to like do a burlesque number. It was amazing. It was amazing. And this is my weird medical stuff. This is mostly medical things in here. So we've got a bunch of old medical books in here, varying ages and stuff. We've got some human teeth. This is like, that's a last right set over there. There's a bone saw. This is a vintage bone saw right here. Vintage bone saw. We've got a bear trap, an old like cupping glass, some bloodletting knives back there. This is all embalming stuff here. So I bought a vintage embalmer's kit from around 1900. So most of this stuff, that's the box from it there. And like all of this, these are the trocars and stuff. This all came out of the vintage embalmer's kit. And it's still got some stuff with some powder in it. Like it's got some wax eye caps. It's got like this stuff here, this chemical box of like whatever. It still has some stuff in it. I haven't opened any of the bottles, obviously, because it's probably like super toxic and dangerous. What else on the bottom shelf? We've got that's a last rites kit there. And then that's an embalmer's makeup kit with really weird, greasy, old makeup in it, which I'm also not going to open for obvious reasons. So, and then we have, this is my funeral home sign from a semi-local funeral home. I bought it at a flea market. It lights up, obviously. I had to get it rewired because the original cord sparked and tried to burn my house down, which was not great. So I immediately took it to a lighting store and had it rewired so that it's all safe and everything and we can use it. And then this is my cabinet, which smells a little funny, but that's okay. So this is, right? So I call this my taxidermy because most of it looks like it was taxidermied by like a 5-year-old, that it was done really badly, which makes me love it even more. So this is Lord Siegfried McTwopiece, and I call him that because he was a some assembly required squirrel, and he was in a couple of pieces when I bought him, but I glued him back together myself, and he now lives in my collection. We've got a two-headed crow that my partner got me for my birthday. We've got this rat. Actually, my partner got me this rat, and yeah, it's actually this is a taxidermy replica of me. I actually made myself this dress, and I have the mohawk, and it's got little earrings and everything. And he got this made. It's a taxidermy rat made to look like me. Here, you want me to move those, Jessica?
Yeah, the bat's
I'll just move them
in the way.
There we go. So look, it's got like the nose chain and everything. So that's my Missy rat that my partner had made as a commission for me for my birthday, which is awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, and we got down here, what do we got? We've got a cat skeleton here, a partially mummified cat skeleton. This guy, I found him at a drag queen pool party, which sounds like a joke, but it's not. It was literally a pool full of drag queens, and I found this partial dead cat in the grass. And I asked if I could have it, and all the drag queens went, "Ew, that's fucking disgusting. That's so gross. Like, I don't want it. Of course you can have it." And I was like, great, because like in different groups of my friends, there would have been a fight over that, but it was all mine because drag queens are not usually into dead things. What else we got? We got these are some rats. So this guy and this guy way over here, that guy, those two rats, they are Brodie and I actually took a couple's taxidermy class. So we took a 1-day taxidermy class, and we learned to make our own taxidermy rats. So at the beginning of the day, you show up and there's a dead frozen rat on your plate. And then by the end of the class, you have taxidermied your own little critter to take home with you. So it was pretty great. I learned a lot. I had no idea how to do taxidermy, but I learned that day, and it was pretty great. Never done anything like it before. We also have a couple of prosthetic arms here that belong to a very good friend of mine named One Arm Bob. See, he carved his initials in right there, OAB, One Arm Bob. So, and this is one of his prosthetic arms. He sometimes gives them to me as gifts when he's done using them and gets a new one or whatever. So I've got that one. I've got this one. They both belong to him. It's great when your friends give like actual physical pieces of themselves to you for Christmas, which is pretty fun. He's like an old school Coney Island sideshow performer. So that's why the arms actually have a bunch of like cuts on them. He like goes like this with a machete on them to prove that they're, you can probably see it on this one. Yeah, see, there's a bunch of cuts right there. See all the cuts? So to prove that yeah, it's a real machete and it's nice and sharp before he like does his tricks with them. It's pretty great. We got like box fish and all sorts of things. We've got my very own Jareth Mannequin. That's right. I don't know if there's any Labyrinth fans out there, but I love the movie Labyrinth. I love David Bowie. So I got this mannequin and we turned it into Jareth, the Goblin King, and we stuffed it appropriately. Obviously, he's got his appropriate size David Bowie package, which is legendary from the movie, of course. So everyone that comes over to my house, they have to rub it for good luck. They just give Jareth's bulge a little rub there for good luck. So, and this was actually originally a female mannequin, which makes sense because like realistically, female mannequins would make the best David Bowie. Male mannequins are too like jacked and buff, and they don't look right. So we just made this one into David Bowie, and I love it. Love it.
Love it. Missy, we have a question about Oscar. What was the name of the oddities artist that you got Oscar at?
Dawn McRatterson is her name. DAWN, Dawn McRatterson. Her place is called McRatterson's Oddities. So, and she does do a bit of shipping if you ask her, but if you have the chance to go check out her store, like go check out her store. It's just full of awesomeness, like weird art and oddities and dead things. And I actually have, oh, I'm not wearing it right now. It's on a different vest. I have a patch from her. It's like a round patch and it has a rat skeleton that says forever collecting dead things. And I'm like, yeah, you get it. Me and her, we're like this. We get each other. We're always collecting dead things. So we have over here, this is my human parts, I guess. Human parts area. We've got a human spine, real. We've got half of a human heart spinning in there, also real. And then a human spine and pelvis, also real. So this one, just the spine, I did not make. I just purchased this from a gentleman. Goes by the name of Jacob Kane. He does this professionally, like articulate skeletons. I bought that as a gift. That one I didn't touch. It's beautiful. This one and this one I made the display cases for us. So this was just an old box. I bought this picture frame, glued it on the front, made the curtains, screwed the little feet in, got a little disco ball motor in the top, a little Christmas ornament motor to make the heart spin, wired it all up, lined the whole thing in leather. So I did all that myself. Same with this one. We found this case. It was already padded. I didn't put that in, but we found this case and we wired it for lights and hung the thing in it and everything to make it like that. And these were all gifts from my partner at over the past, few years. So I love stuff like this. I love feeling like I live in a weird Victorian museum full of like interesting things. Like it's a weird like attic space and you're gonna walk around and you never know what you're gonna find. Like I love that. I love coming home and just going like, and it's just a place that makes me like very happy to be. So
love it. And for the display cases, for the shadow boxes,
yeah.
Did you know how to kind of do the sewing and the lining already?
Yeah, no, I never know what I'm doing. Here's the thing. So I am a professional seamstress. I do know how to sew. I make almost all of my own clothes, my partner's clothes, make clothes for people professionally. That's what I do. But as for this stuff, I literally never have any idea what I'm doing. I just kind of do it. And that's one of my mottos. You don't know until you try it. What happens when you do that thing? I don't know. If you fail, so what? You've learned something. You're going to be better at it next time, right? Like I screw up a lot of stuff, but when you have a success and you can build on those skills, look what you can make, right? Like, look what you can make. So yeah, I don't do this professionally. I just do this as a hobby, but like they always turn out really good. If you have faith in your project and you can see the end result in your mind, it's going to be fine. There's going to be a few twists and turns before you get there. I guarantee it, but like, it's going to be fine. So what else we got here? We got an X-ray light. This is a real doctor's X-ray light. I have a few different X-rays that can go on it that you can see like that. Coffin bookshelf built by my friend as a gift for me, which is a wonderful gift for me. Everyone can use a coffin bookshelf. Got a box of my friend's baby teeth here. She gave them to me for my birthday. These are all of her baby teeth. I thought that was a really sweet gift. And she put them in this rainbow box, which isn't exactly me, but that's okay. That's okay. We've got, these are abandoned house finds. So this is a doll and a doorknob that were found in various abandoned houses that I've been exploring over the past while. Oh yes, we have this. This is amazing. So you might not even recognize what this is, but this is actually the rollout bed from a hearse. A friend of mine was getting rid of a hearse that he drove, unsurprisingly, and they were gutting it and doing something else with it, putting seats in it, whatever. So this is the bed. You would pull on it here. So you would grab this and pull it out of the hearse and the coffin would lay on there. And that's what these are for. These roller bars, they help the coffin slide. So, and he had it made into a table for me. So this, and we got this down here. This is a vintage, they call it a church truck. It's the platform that a coffin sits on at a funeral. When you're at a funeral, that's the platform the coffin sits on. And he sat this rollout bed on top of it, and it made it into this beautiful table for me to keep all my things. Oh, and I should talk about Boris. This is Boris, obviously, because he's a boar. I found him in a Rubbermaid tub outside my work. I literally walked out the door and there was a Rubbermaid tub with a taxidermy boar's head in it. And I was like, what the actual hell? Like, did someone leave this here for me? Was it just abandoned? Like, I don't know. But it was really cracked and messed up because it's old. So I had to repair it. Again, I don't know how to do taxidermy repair, but like I tried it. I got some black silicone. I filled in all of this. I glued his teeth back in, fixed his nose and everything. And like, I think he looks great. I think he looks great. So again, he could have gone to the garbage because he was like cracked and broken and like really messed up, but he didn't. I tried my hand at taxidermy repair, did pretty good, and there hangs Boris. So, although Boris did one time take a nosedive, he fell off here and crashed and tried to take out all my things, and we had to have a talk that day. I said, "Bad Boris, you friggin' stay put," and then I nailed him to the wall, so he won't ever do that again because that was a terrifying day. So,
hey, Missy, can you hold on just 1 second for me? I got a little surprise. Hold on.
Okay, I'm ready. Do I need to play the Jeopardy theme song? No, we'll get flagged for copyright. I won't do that. But like, I make very
So I don't like to really show off my own stuff that much, but I also have my own Boris boar.
Oh wow, that's crazy! They're buddies.
Yeah.
They're boar buddies. What's the name of yours?
Boris.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're probably separated at birth. They're probably twins separated at birth. I guarantee it. And you ended up with one, and I ended up with the other. Fraternal twins, mind you. I can tell they're not identical. But like, that's amazing. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you have Boris. Yeah. That's amazing. What else we got? Okay. So we have a hospital gurney. This is my hospital gurney. It also serves as a buffet table for when I have parties. So usually we just line up all the food here, and people can come get their food off the gurney when they want to. I've also used it like for public transportation. I've strapped my partner to it and wheeled him down the street because like, why not? So that was fun. The guy that I went to pick this up and I bought it secondhand off of a website, went to pick it up. And the guy like slammed the door in my face. I said, "Hi, I'm here for the gurney." And he slammed the door in my face. And then he opened the door and he looked at me and he said, "You know, this is a really conservative neighborhood." And I was like, dude, to be honest with you, what the fuck kind of a person did you think was going to show up to pick up a gurney? Like, who did you expect to show up at your door? Martha Stewart? No, surprise, you got me. So I'm going to pay you. I'm going to take your gurney home. Have a good day.
and we're at about 25 minutes, just to give you an idea.
So much more talking about horrible. Okay, so I'm going to talk fast. So we've got a light up cross back here, which I tried desperately to talk myself out of buying and did not buy. I'm also going to show you how big it is. It's this big. So yeah, filled the back of my car with this vintage light up cross. Had it rewired, didn't burn my house down. I really need to talk about this. I'm going to move this chair so you can see this better. This is a real embalming table from the early 1900s. It's got these great gears underneath so I can actually adjust the table. I have a friend that is in a wheelchair and she always has problems with table height. And this is like the perfect table for her because I can literally adjust it right to her chair so she can eat comfortably. And she's like, "Who knew?" And I'm like, right. So yeah, pick this up out of a scrapyard. This was going to the garbage. I picked this up for $100 out of a scrapyard because someone was throwing it out. It is solid cast iron and enamel, and it weighs 450 pounds. It took a lot of dudes to get this into my apartment. We like sweated and it was horrible, and we lugged it up the hall with ratchet straps, but like it made it in. And I bleached it. This is my dining room table. I do eat off of this with my partner, but there's only 2 of us and we have 4 chairs, so obviously I had to fill the chairs with mannequins. So, you know, this is my dinner company every night. This is my dinner company every night. These bitches wear my fabulous dresses when I don't have them on. Because somebody's got to wear them. I mean, I put a lot of work into making them, so they may as well wear them when I'm not. Got a cabinet. That's my prayer bench over there. Prayer bench. Got a cabinet with all my fancy boots in it here and my Viking drinking horns, my absinthe lamp. We've got this lamp, which my dad made me, actually. This like leg lamp. My dad made that for me out of a pair of mannequin legs, which is wonderful. Stole my mother's lamp to do it. Pissed her off greatly, but it looks wonderful. Gramophone and corset busk here. Keep that. So that's my living room. We can run down the hall really fast. Really fast. We'll run down the hall. This is my hallway. All of my music posters. We'll skip all these rooms because we don't have time. So this is my room. So this is my bathroom. Also known as the Holy Crapper. You're welcome for that joke. Feel free to use it. I'm here till Thursday, try the video. So these are all sort of religious things. And I actually really love the aesthetic of like that really over the top, like Catholic, you know, stuff. So I filled my bathroom with all these beautiful things. And there's going to be more. I mean, I still have little spaces I can fill in little holes. Move out of the way so Jessica can film some of this. There's also a very large shower curtain with my face on it that a friend gave me as a birthday gift. This is so when people come to my bathroom to pee, they have to deal with this. I watch everyone pee.
Perfect.
Yeah, right. So this is my room. So we got some posters here, pictures that people have drawn of me, vintage horror movie posters, whatever. This is my room. Welcome to my room. We got mannequins row over here. I got 4 more mannequins wearing fabulous dresses that, again, I can't wear them, so somebody's got to right now. Oh, that's all stuff that I made. This is all of my insane jewelry there, jewelry hangers. Here's the headpiece featured on the shower curtain. That's my, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, doesn't matter. Made this. This is a religious headpiece that I made out of a bunch of old, this is all garbage. This is literally stuff that was pulled out of the garbage. All sort of old crucifixes and stuff. Made that. Made the matching mask with an old prosthetic eye in it. That's a real prosthetic eyeball there. So made all that. And this is This is my closet. I guess we'll end here because we're running out of time. This is my closet. So I have made, well, not the shoes, obviously. I don't make shoes. I'm not a cobbler or an elf. This is the rest of my stuff, my crazy stuff that I make. This is a purse I made out of a gas mask. This is a real old vintage gas mask. These are real bones. I used it to make a purse, put a zipper in so you can put your like phone and stuff in there. You're going out for the night. Covered it in lace and whatever. I made probably 95% of this stuff I've made out of old, literally fabric I've pulled out of abandoned houses. This purple coat was made out of an old coffin drape. I have a video up on my YouTube channel if anyone's interested in that. Like, yeah, I love my clothes and I love my house, and I've spent a long time collecting stuff and putting it here to like keep it safe so everyone appreciates it. So yeah.
Lovely.
We rushed through the last bit, but anyway, I talked too much and we ran out of time.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with these tours, you know, like we go to these amazing homes and like I feel like we could probably do this for like 2-3 hours if we want.
Definitely. Yeah, I can absolutely. I mean, there's, like I said, there's stories behind absolutely everything in here, and I gave you like the mini versions of like a few stories. There's so much more to talk about, so much more to see, so much more to tell, but we don't have time. So I guess if anyone has any more questions, they can leave them on the YouTube video there, or we'll answer them later, or message me with them or whatever, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, so you know, I hope that people kind of got a little bit of a taste for you, your clothing, your art. For people who want to, people who want to, besides commenting on this video, which please do, please like and comment and all that fun stuff. If people want to follow you, where should they go? Where should they go to learn more?
So I have all the things now, which I can never remember. I have Instagram, which is Madame Absinthe. Madame_Absinthe. Twitter, same thing, Madame_Absinthe. I have Facebook now, Madame Absinthe. Just look it up. Someone with a picture of a face. Girl with a mohawk, that's me. We have Ko-fi. You can buy me a Ko-fi to support the maintenance of my sewing machines, my fabric art, all of that stuff. I have Depop, Madame Absinthe on Depop, where you can find my secondhand clothes and like things that I'm selling off on there. I have, what else do I have? I don't even know. YouTube, I have a YouTube channel. Forgot about that because we're on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel under Madame Absinthe again, and I did an apartment tour on there as well, so you can watch it there. I have videos on a bunch of the stuff that I've made, a bunch of the stuff that I've sewn, a bunch of like weird oddities and crap. I have a series of stuff called Weird Stuff That I Own, and also Weird Stuff That I've Made. So I talk about like random shit that I've put together, random stuff that I found, whatever. People can request if you want to know more about any of the things that you saw in this video. I can do a video and talk about it there. So yeah, you can subscribe to my YouTube if you want to follow me, whatever, on all the things. I have TikTok. There's only like 5 videos on it, but anyway, I'm posting about my haunted chandelier and all sorts of things on there. And I think that's it.
We have some of the many links scrolling across the bottom, and we'll be sure to put that in the description as well.
Perfect. That'd be amazing.
Missy, thank you so much for taking the time to show off your amazing art, amazing collections, amazing clothing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for keeping my time management under wraps, because you'd be looking at like a 3-hour video if you just let me go. So,
well, we'll have to do like parts B and C later on, right?
Exactly. I love it. Yeah.
Wonderful. And for everyone who's watching from home, thank you again for joining us this week. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this. And you have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Bye.